at a live press conference in the heart of Washington, D.C. A room full of journalists, cameras and political figures buzzed with anticipation. It was an ordinary day for the press corps, another event in the ever-changing whirlwind of national politics. Former President Donald Trump, known for his impromptu moments and headline-grabbing statements, had taken the podium to discuss veterans' issues and unemployment among returning service members. The topic was one that resonated deeply with the American public, particularly with those who had sacrificed so much for their country. The conference was nearing its conclusion when an unexpected moment unfolded, one that would leave the nation both stunned and inspired. From the back of the room, a woman stood up, her voice firm but edged with vulnerability. She introduced herself as Sarah Jensen, a 32-year-old Army veteran who had served 2 tours in Iraq. The room quieted instantly, reporters leaning forward to catch every word. "Mr. President," Sarah began, her voice trembling slightly, "I served my country with honor. But since coming home, I've struggled to find steady work. I'm not here to criticize or point fingers. I'm here to ask for help, not just for me, but for every veteran who feels left behind." Fair raw emotion in her words seemed to pierce the usual formalities of the political event. Trump paused, visibly taken aback. His demeanor, typically bold and commanding, softened. "Sarah," he said, addressing her directly, "thank you for your service. What branch of the military were you in?" "I was in the Army, sir," she replied, standing tall despite the evident weight of her struggles. "I've been trained in logistics and management, but I've been unable to translate those skills into a civilian job. It feels like the system forgets us once we take off the uniform." Trump looked her in the eye, nodding slowly as he processed her words. "You're right," he said. "Too many of our veterans face unnecessary hurdles when they come home. That's unacceptable. You deserve better." The room was silent, the air electric with anticipation. Then, in a moment that would soon become the lead story on every major news outlet, Trump motioned toward Sarah and said, come up here." The veteran hesitated, her face a mix of surprise and uncertainty. Encouraged by the president's gesture, she made her way to the front, the cameras following her every step. When she reached the podium, Trump extended his hand, which she shook firmly. Then, turning to the audience, he said, "This woman represents the best of America. She put her life on the line for our country, and now she's asking for an opportunity, not a handout. Let's give it to her." The former president then addressed Sarah directly. "Sarah, I'm going to make you an offer right here, right now. I want you to work with my team to help us improve our programs for veterans. You understand the challenges better than anyone, and your voice deserves to be heard. Will you join us?" The room erupted in applause, and Sarah, visibly moved, nodded as tears welled up in her eyes. "Thank you, sir," she managed to say. "I'll do everything I can to make a difference." The gesture was unexpected, but undeniably impactful. Trump's decision to offer Sarah a job on the spot was a bold move, characteristic of his unpredictable style. Yet it also highlighted a critical issue, bridging the gap between rhetoric and action when it came to supporting veterans. As the press conference ended, the story spread like wildfire. Social media lit up with praise and criticism alike, but one thing was clear: Sarah Jensen's life had changed in an instant. By the next day, news outlets were running features on her background, her military service, and her newfound role in advocating for veterans. In the weeks that followed, Sarah began working closely with Trump's team, attending meetings, participating in policy discussions, and sharing her first-hand experiences. Her input proved invaluable. She helped identify gaps in existing programs, streamline application processes for veteran benefits, and create new initiatives aimed at easing the transition from military to civilian life. One of Sarah's most significant contributions was her idea for a mentorship program that paired veterans with industry professionals. Drawing from her own struggles, she understood the importance of guidance and networking in finding meaningful employment. Within months, the program was launched, receiving widespread acclaim from both veterans and employers. Meanwhile, Sarah's story continued to inspire others. She became a symbol of resilience and determination, reminding people of the sacrifices made by those who serve and the need to honor their contributions beyond the battlefield. Veterans from across the country reached out to her, sharing their own experiences and expressing gratitude for her advocacy. For Trump, The decision to offer Sarah a job had been both strategic and deeply personal. Throughout his presidency, he had made veterans' issues a cornerstone of his platform. While his policies had drawn both praise and criticism, his interaction with Sarah added a human element to the conversation, showing his willingness to act decisively when faced with an individual in need. As Sarah settled into her new role, she remained grounded, never forgetting the countless veterans still struggling to find their footing. She used her platform to push for continued reforms, often speaking at events and sharing her journey. Her partnership with Trump's team brought tangible results, from increased funding for veteran programs to new job training initiatives. Reflecting on her experience, Sarah often said that she never expected her question at a press conference to lead to such a profound shift in her life. Yet she believed it was a testament to the power of speaking up and the impact one voice could have. Years later, as she looked back on that pivotal day, Sarah felt a deep sense of gratitude, not just for the opportunity she'd been given, but for the chance to serve her fellow veterans in a new capacity. What had started as a desperate plea for help had become a mission, one that she approached with the same dedication and courage that had defined her military service. In the end, Sarah's story wasn't just about a woman asking for a job or a president making a bold decision. It was about the enduring bond between those who serve and the nation they protect, a reminder that when we honor that bond, we create a stronger, more compassionate society for all.